Good morning and welcome. I'm Fla,
I'm Ricardo.
I'm Paulo.
and today we are taking a look at SkyTeam. SkyTeam is a two-player co-op game where you are pilots and co-pilots trying to land a plane safely. And it sounds easy.
What could go wrong?
Well, a lot could go wrong actually. Because there's a lot you need to do. There's no communication in this game. And you're rolling dice. It's very random.
I
Or
love
is
it.
it?
It's not that random. I think we can do something about the dice.
So every team member has a specific set of things they have necessarily to do in order to land the plane safely, and they can also interact by giving themselves coffee throughout the game, which acts as a dice modifier. They can also have some chances to reroll dice. So overall, it is an experience that the players can control. They can land safely without being haunted by the specter of luck.
Yes, well, yeah, you're right. So each of you, you're doing the same thing, but each of you has different set of things you need to do to land the plane safely. Each of you is controlling a given set of systems you need to activate before the game ends in order to land the plane safely. Otherwise, yep.
And the fun thing about this game is that basically you're not always landing on the same airport. You're trying, you have I don't know how many.
There's a ton of modules for this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of it.
And basically you almost feel like you're landing on that airport, since some you really need to go down faster, others you have to have a certain type of inclination on your airplane, so you basically feel the physics of it. You feel like you're maneuvering right, left, and pointing up, and that's really well done how they did this.
Yes. Sorry, yeah.
There's a lot of replayability in the game. There's a lot of
There
modules,
is.
a lot of stuff you can do. You can also make up your own missions besides those that are included within the game. So you can really push a lot out of this small box.
Yeah, there is. So the base game, it doesn't show you all this stuff. It just, well, the base game. Each of you only needs to deal with their own things. So the co-pilot needs to deal with what does he need to deal with? What's the system?
The
So it's
co-pilot has to deal with
The-
radio.
yeah, the flaps.
I believe it's the flaps.
Yeah, it's the flaps.
And radio, wings, engine power, flaps, and coffee.
Right. So yeah, everybody deals with coffee, and
Something
the
like
pilot
coffee.
deals with the landing gear. Also,
engine,
yeah,
wings,
the engine, also a bit of
and
radio.
brakes.
Right, the brakes. Yeah, the brakes are important. They make you stop.
Try not to break. You'll see.
Yeah, all the while on your trip, you need to keep the plane level. You need to go fast enough to reach the airports
But-
while avoiding other planes. You need to communicate within time with the control tower to clear the
The passage, right?
The other
Well,
airplanes that are
yeah.
in
the
There are
landing,
airplanes
the
in the way landing.
Essentially, it's a
and-
Mayday kind of situation. You're trying to clear every plane that's trying to land so that you can land, hopefully, safely.
Right.
And the fun part is basically that this all happens in like a board that is like a console, and you see like the inclination of the wings of the plane and everything. So you're trying to level. If you put too much weight on one side, you'll pull the wing to the right. If you pull to the other side, you level it up. So you are seeing how the plane is in terms of the horizon. And then you have places for you to put dices on the left and dices on the right, each of them with different sort of attributes that, as they said, flaps, and even give you energy for some reason with the coffee or something like this, I think. It's fun. Like you're both looking at the same board, but you're with different dices trying to allocate them, which they have symbols that once you have that roll with that symbol, you know that you can allocate to that area. But maybe you can allocate to another area. So you're making choices, and you feel like the time that is ending, since you're noticing you're approaching the end of the track. So yeah, it's very well done how they managed to do all this in just a small board, and and translate even the different environments of each of the airports that you are landing. I really enjoyed that part.
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of good things about this game. In fact, you spoke about that component, that clear, transparent plane thingy. That's really clever. The way they use it to control the roll of the plane. That's really clever.
Overall, the systems are really well designed. They're really simple to actually put in place and understand and just do.
Right.
They're just, and the game itself is quite small in table size. I mean, it's sort of like this size, all things considered. So it's a game that you can place on the table, grab a friend, and play it for maybe a half an hour, and you can keep playing it another day and another day.
Right, yeah. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of modules, and the game, it doesn't take that long. Half an hour, like 15 minutes. Yeah, you can play it in 15 minutes. Yeah, it's really fast, and that's what I like about it. Yeah. I believe it's currently my favorite two-player game, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's that good.
On the top,
yeah. Yeah, it's a good game. I wouldn't say my favorite, but it's definitely a good experience. And if you are introducing someone to board games, although they might have a little bit of difficulty in the beginning to understand, and they might be scared by looking at the board because it's lots of symbols and lots of tracks. But once you explain it, I think both of you will have a fun time, and you will feel what the theme is about. Lots of times we are playing games that they pretend they create this sort of theme just to justify the mechanics, and you don't actually feel both of them are connected. But in this one, I really felt that we are handling an airplane, and that you are dealing with all the details that normally you have in each of the airports you're landing and each of the things you have on your own plane. So it's quite fun. It was very smart the way they did it.
Yes, it's a really good experience. I've taught it to a lot of new people to the hobby. It's not easy to explain, but once they get through the first round, it's automatic. They know what to do. But it's not an easy game to explain. It's really simple. But there's that. So, final thoughts?
For me, it's what I said. Good theme, good game, and fast-paced. It's not gonna take you too long. And sometimes when you don't have lots of people around you, it could be a nice one to take to a coffee place, and you put there and you both play and you had a good time. So that's always a plus.
It's a really great cooperative game because there's no alpha leader type player. Everyone can cooperate on an initial phase where everyone can discuss their next move, and once the dice have been rolled, everyone just tries to play out their part in silence, which is, I think, the core that allows the game to succeed. Everyone is trying to go for the same goal, but since the goal is not a precise thing, but rather a diffuse thing, it allows for the freedom not to exist an alpha leader player, and the game flows really smoothly, really nicely. It's a really good experience overall. One that you want to repeat again and again.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, there's just so much good about this game. You don't... Everything that's good about a co-op game, you have it here. And it's fast, it's really fast. You play it in under 20 minutes. Right? So, there's nothing not to like about this game. I love this. For me, it's an 8.5.
For me, it will be a 7.8 or something like this. Yeah, 7.8. It's a good game. It's not fantastical, but it's a good game.
Well, it is a really awesome game. It is not obviously on the top, because there's still room to improve. I would argue an 8 out of 10 would suffice for the game.
Alright. So, there you have it, folks. This is Sky Team. I'll see you on the next one. Bye!
Bye!